Hi friends, welcome. My name is Danielle, and this is Made on the Cape here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today is April 30th, 2023, and this is my weekly Flosstube update. This week my work hosted a team building exercise, and we all went out Friday night to a place where you could throw hatchets. So we did a hatchet throwing competition, which was so fun. I'll throw in a picture here of us doing that. And but because of that Friday night's project, didn't see a whole lot of stitches. But I'll show you when we get to that project. But besides that, I did get through quite a lot of stitching this week. So let's get started. So this is my cruise ship remembrance piece. It's my morning coffee stitch. I'll put a photo up here of what it looked like last week. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana in Willow by Color and Cotton. And here's where it looks this week. This is my own design. The cruise ships themselves are stitched 2/2, full cross, and the lettering is stitched 1/1, full cross. And this week's cruise ship was the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas in 2016. And this was the first cruise that we cruised with friends of ours. And the next 2 or 3 ships, I think, we sailed with them. Super fun. I'll put some photos in here that I found from that cruise. So now that's 13 done out of 17, 4 more to go. So if all goes well, by the end of May, this will be all caught up and will no longer be in my active whips, but as each ship we sail on, I'll take this with us and I'll stitch that cruise ship on that specific cruise. Okay, next is my lunch stitch. I stitched this during my lunch break at work. It is Snowflake Serenade by Cottage Needleworks. I'll put a photo up here of what it looked like last time you saw it. The last time you saw it was 2 weeks ago because I forgot to bring this home last Friday. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana in Bare Copper by Color and Cotton. And here it is this week. So last week I got, I think, 2 lunch breaks stitched. And this week I'm pretty sure I got all 5. So this is about 7-ish hours worth of work since the last time you saw it. So from what I know and what I remember, the bells in the Jingle Bells portion I stitched. I got the Let It Snow box complete. I started the Frosty the Snowman and the White Christmas box. So I also finished stitching in all the little tiny white snowflakes all along the edges that I've gotten the branches in on. So I believe the entire top half of this is complete. And this week I will be working on finishing down the sides with the branches. We've got two large snowflakes way down here. I need to finish the Frosty the Snowman block. So there's a tree that goes here. The white and obviously snowman goes here as well. I have to finish writing in Christmas and some more snowflakes here. And then down here the entire way is one whole block which has two white doves and I think just more large branches. And then obviously finishing the whole border. So I'm thinking maybe by the end of May for this one as well. I don't want to promise sooner than that. It's going to take a while. I'm ready to have this one done. I'm excited to move on and get some progress on another whip during my lunch break. So that is Snowflake Serenade. So last week when I spoke with you, I had started Spring by the Cricut Collection. And I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana in Moroccan clay by Color and Cotton. I'll show you the photo of what it looked like last week. I had a very small start, just on the little bonnet. And sad to say, I stitched this Sunday after filming. And I have barely any more stitches in it. And just, you can hardly even tell. It's the top of the S right here. Now, I had picked a color that I was hoping would work for all the letters, because I felt like the yellow was making everything blend in too much. Well, unfortunately, I picked a color where the pink in the S is the exact same color, practically, as my fabric. So I got frustrated and I stopped. I think what I just need to do is I need to choose a different color for the S, and that's it. I think the rest will be fine. So just a little darker color, and I think this will be just perfect. So I'm gonna figure that out for this week. Maybe if I stitch on it, we'll see. Okay. Monday and Tuesday I worked on Blossom by Nora Corbett and Mirabilia. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like last week. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Joblin in Pistachio by Color and Cotton. And here's where I am this week. So I definitely stitched down a couple more lengths, a couple more rows on the skin. So her neck and chest there. I do all of my Mirabilias, the skin 1/1 full cross, and the rest of the ladies 2/2 full cross. And I also did the yellow, and I completed the those green ribbons that are on the sides. So here, God, this fabric is floppy. Here and here, I did this yellow. I may have done some of this dark brown as well. She's so pretty. She will definitely be coming out more, as you'll see when I get to my plans. And yes, I do have plans this week. Wednesday, Thursday, I worked on the Mountain Birth announcement, and I'll show you that last because I worked on it some more this morning. So Friday was the day that we did the hatchet throwing. We got back to the house about 8:15, but I was starting to get a really nasty headache. So I tried to stitch, but I got about maybe like 150 and I had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore. I stitched on Mini Curl Up with a Good Book by Randall Spangler, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like when it's done and what it looked like last week. I'm stitching this on a 28 count even weave, white from Michaels. I stitched this 1/1 full cross, and here's where it is this week. I can tell you that I was pulling stitches from the dragon's little swoopy bit right here. What is this, like eyebrows or something? They're a darker orange than what I was stitching up here in the wine bottle. And I stitched it throughout. So I picked the 150 stitches I stitched was 2 different colors. 2 different, an orange and a green. So the orange I stitched, I think I've got some in the belly here and maybe a little bit up here in the wine. And then the green went to, you'll see this green line here. And then in the dragon itself again. So, yeah, another week where we're just a couple hundred stitches in this, but just keep plugging away at it. Okay. Next is Saturday morning. I woke up, decided to work on the Boston Sports Mashup by Teren Stitching. I'll show you a photo of what it will look like when it's done and where it was the last time I stitched on it. I'm stitching this on a 14 count Zweigart Ada in the color Parchment. And here is where I got to. So you'll see that I stitched the white, his white, off-white, like gray white shirt. I got his whole shirt stitched in. There'll be black outlining to really define it. This is a very cute piece. I like it. It's the main body of it is the Boston Celtics little guy there, Lucky the Leprechaun, I think his name is. And then he's wearing red socks for the Boston Red Sox. His face is the New England Patriots logo, and he's balancing the Boston Bruins logo on his finger instead of a basketball. So really cute and fitting since I'm from Massachusetts. So that was Saturday morning. I got that done, and I think that was quite a number of stitches. I don't remember how many, but I got tired of that and I wanted to switch it up into something different. And I don't think I stitched on this last week, so the last time you would have seen this next one was from the week before. So Saturday afternoon I pulled out Super Mario by Choco Coco Stitch on Etsy. I'll show you a photo of what's supposed to look like when it's done, and a photo of what it looked like last time I stitched on it. And I'm stitching this on a 16 count Ada in Sea Spray by Witchelt. And here it is this week. 999 stitches I stitched on this on Saturday. And all of the black is now stitched in. All outlining is complete. So now it's just a coloring book. I'll just color it in now. This is adorable. I love it. So cute. So my cousin wants this when I'm done with it. He loves Mario. And I'm super psyched to see the movie. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I know could be a little cheesy and whatnot, but it looks fun. So I'm waiting for it to come out somewhere that I can stream it and watch it. I didn't get around to seeing it in the theaters. So that brings us to this morning. And I pulled back out my Mountain's Birth announcement by StitchesLoversShop on Etsy. I wanted to get this done because May is going to be busy with other stitches, and I really wanted to complete this. I didn't want this sitting around in my active whips for ages. It didn't make sense to. I'll show you a photo of what it was supposed to look like when it was done. However, I made it my own. I completely changed it. I stitched this on a 32 count Lugana in Fiji by Color and Cotton. I'll show you a photo of what it looked like last week. And here it is now. I am covering all of the new family members' information so that it's kept private. But the mountains and the trees and the bear and the sun, those are all complete. Well, everything's complete, but it looks so good. And then little arrows. So the baby's first, middle, and last are here, and birth date. So the way that it goes is the first name is in black. The middle and last are in a one of the medium grays from the mountain. And then the birth date is in the light green from the trees. This came out so cute. I love it. And I'm so happy that I didn't end up stitching the entire thing. That would have been a lot of stitches, and I don't think it needed it to make the impact that it needs to. And this is just kind of a cheap frame that I picked up we have a shop near us called the Christmas Tree Shops. I picked up a bunch of frames all at one time once, and it fits it perfect. The only problem is that I had to take the glass out so that it would fit the foam core for the stitch piece. And turns out the foam core is just a tad bit too thick. I had to really squeeze this in here. I don't know if you could tell. It's bulging just a little bit. And I had to use the tools to squeeze that little metal, those little two metal pieces back into the frame to hold it. But anyway, yep. An FFO this week. Super psyched. So that ends my April stitching. May is tomorrow. Happy May. I started April with 8 whips. I had 4 new starts this month, and I finished 2, the Patriotic Gnome and the Mountain's Birth announcement, which got FFO'd. So 4 new starts, 2 finishes, one of which was an FFO, which brings me into May with 11 active whips. I had 2 completely no stitch days this month as well, which isn't too bad. They were both at the beginning of the month. A lot of times work for me in the beginning of the month is absolutely crazy, and by the time I get home I can't even think about doing anything. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. So hopefully going into May, we've got Maynia. Maynia 2023. I plan on doing the Mirabilia Maynia that a lot of people are thinking about doing. I have a bunch of Mirabilias. I might as well start them. What good is it? What good are they just hanging around, right? So that leads us right into plans. So you'll be seeing Blossom again because she's a Mirabilia. And I'll show you the rest of what I'm planning to start. I think I'll give each project probably 3 days, 3 stitching days a piece. So hopefully we'll get some good progress, some good starts on these going forward. So one of the ones that I'll be working on is Elizabeth by Nora Corbett. I'll be stitching her on a 32 count Lugana and Kiwi by Color and Cotton. I'm getting some decent lighting, so the fabrics are coming up pretty true to life. So then the next one that I'll work on is Miss Christmas Eve, I'm sorry. And I'm planning to start her on a 32 count Lugana in Old West by Color and Cotton. Next is Lady of the Mist. And it's been a while since I've even seen some of these. I've had them kitted sitting for so long. This is why I want to start them, because then maybe I'll get around to actually stitching them. This chick is huge. 230 by 310. massive. I hope I even have the right size fabric. I have picked out a 32 count Lugana in Harvest Moon by Color and Cotton for her. Stitched area is 14.5 by 19.5. Barely. I'll have 2.5 inch total on one side. So that's 1.25 inch margin. Is what it is. I'm not planning on buying a fat half just to have extra border. Next is Raven by Nora Corbett. I'm counting these Nora Corbetts as Mirabilias. I have a bunch of these, I have a couple of the Bewitching Pixies done, and I'd eventually like to stitch all of them, so I hope I can get to them all. I've chosen a 32 count Jobelin in Hickory. It's kind of a brown with like a purpley, bluey streaks in it, which will be, I think, will be just perfect for Raven. Next is another Bewitching Pixie, Eva, also by Nora Corbett. And I have chosen Serenade, 32 count Lugana by Color and Cotton for her. It should look nice. It's been so long since I've seen these ones that I'm trying to decide and making sure that what I had picked out, that I actually like it again. Or still. Now, the next pattern is not a Mirabilia. However, she is a fancy lady, and she's the last that I have to do for this set. It's Summer by Lavender and Lace, Marilyn Levitt Emblem. She's the very last season that I have to do for the Celtic ladies. So I have to decide whether or not I want to count her in the Mirabilia May. I might. So I have chosen this, looks like a 28 count even weave that I picked up a million years ago, probably at Michael's, like an oatmeal color, to stitch her on. So those are my plans for May. 6 new starts, along with the one Mirabilia that I have on the go already. I hope that I have a couple more finishes in the near future. We'll see. I'm bringing 11 whips into May with me. So hopefully we won't hopefully we'll finish below 20 for the end of May. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for this week. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching and happy stitching. Bye-bye.